What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tyler. Behind me we have the Sandworm, my GMC Canyon, and if you saw the title of this video, yes, my truck is just completely falling apart. No, not really, but there are some things that just one thing after another just keep happening. It's small things, not really anything major. But let's roll the intro and then we'll talk about it. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. That really helps me out. Especially when you guys comment, like, and do things like that. It just helps push my video out there and helps the channel grow. But anyways, let's roll the intro. Okay, so if you guys have watched my little YouTube shorts that I made, you know that the brakes on the Canyon were done for. So the brake pads were bad, they were worn out. Turns out the rotors were actually worse than the brake pads. They were all warped, tore up, probably just from trails, going down steep declines, inclines on the brakes heating up, getting into water, mud, things like that, fast cooling them. Really messed them up. Well, we got the brakes and rotors replaced. We went with Power Boost or Power Brake. We've got those replaced. Those are all good. We got drilled and slotted rotors. I'm not really a fan of drilled rotors myself, but it's not a sports car. On a sports car, I definitely wouldn't do drilled rotors, but on a truck, not too worried about it. But drilled are known for cracking if you have them on sports cars and things like that. But the brakes and everything are great. I do have the issue of the brake pad sensor still won't reset itself, even though I have new brakes and a new sensor and everything. So I just turned those off because they didn't even work for me to begin with. And then you guys might have seen in my YouTube short where we had the radiator upper hose leak. Well, we fixed that with the O-ring. Shout out to Badland Industries for that one. We've got that fixed. Don't seem to be leaking anymore. I do need to top off the coolant in here. So we're good on that. And then there's a few things that I noticed have started happening a little more lately. So you can see we have snow on the ground, thus it's cold outside, which when it's cold, plastic tends to shrink, grow, whatever, move around, stiffen up. So we've got this rattle back, which this is a known problem, and it's actually just this right here that rattles. And so we put a zip tie in there, fixed that rattle. I am at almost 32,000 miles, so I'm gonna try to get this all replaced under warranty with the updated button. I believe there's an updated button out there. We're gonna try to get that replaced under warranty before my warranty's up. But that's not the only one that started rattling. So this back door is fine. We come over to the passenger side rear door, and this thing is rattling like crazy. You don't even have to be playing music or anything. You just hit a little bump and this button just rattles. I don't know why it's rattling. I don't know if something's in it or what, but I have two zip ties stuck in there to keep it from rattling. So we're gonna try to get this one replaced as well. This one is the most annoying rattle I have ever heard in a car. This thing has been irritating me so much, drove me insane. I crawled in the back seat, was moving stuff, hitting the door, everything like that. Finally found it, stuck some zip ties in there just to keep it from rattling and bouncing around. So far so good, but those are and they're loose, so they'll fall out eventually. But we're gonna see if we can get that fixed under warranty. And now the most recent one, and I know this is gonna be a short video, but these are just small things that keep happening. The most recent one is actually in the engine bay. I've already got everything taken apart. I'm gonna show you what happened. So if we come around here, you can see my windshield wipers are laying right there on the ground. I noticed today, got in the car, probably from the weight of the snow, windshield wipers were weighed down with the ice and the snow, and the windshield motor was probably going back and forth like this. Well, anyways, I pulled the plastic off. I pulled this liner off that covers them, and then right there is a nut just hanging out. So that came undone, and that actually goes to, this is what syncs up your windshield wipers right there. So this thing came undone from the motor. So now I got to attach this back, and then I can put my windshield wipers back, and hopefully everything's good. The motor still comes on, everything still comes on, but nothing is connected. I don't even know how that happened. I don't know how that came loose. I've had probably 10 different cars and never had a windshield wiper come loose like that. So And I've seen people talk about, you know, having cars since the 90s or the 80s and never seen that happen before. That's the weirdest thing. But yes, this is a short video to just really share my frustrations with these little bugs in these trucks. They finally caught up to me. I went 30,000 miles with nothing, and then they all hit me at once. I've seen you guys, they kind of hit you in periods where you might have this one, and then you go a couple thousand miles, and then you have this little bug, and then you go a couple more thousand miles, and so on. Mine just kind of hit me at once, so it kind of sucks. Having to narrow down, you fix one thing, and then it's on to the next. But while we're here, I guess I'll show you guys, if you have this happen, I guess I'll show you how to really fix this, or at least I don't know if it'll work yet. I'll end the video letting you know if the windshield wipers work, because I haven't put them back together yet. But anyways, I'll show you how to pop that plastic off, and then if it actually works, just tightening everything back up. It should, theoretically, because the motor's still good. I'll let you know. You just have these little pins all along that plastic. That's all you have to take off to remove this, and then you just kind of pull this back, and then you'll undo your windshield wiper first, and you actually have to, yeah, you have to pull your windshield wipers off first because they'll sit in there. These sit on top of these bolts right here, and that's what holds this plastic down. And then you'll pull this liner off, and that exposes the motor and all the connection points that you need. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get all this buttoned back up before it gets dark, and then I will show you guys here at the end of the video if that was the fix, if it works. Obviously it sucks it came loose to begin with, it's dumb, but simple fix should be. So check in a minute. I'm sorry I can't really get you guys a good angle, but there is, on the part that moves back and forth for the windshield wipers, there's a hole, and then right underneath the windshield wiper motor, pretty much right under this rod, is a bolt. So you'll slide that on, and then you'll put this on. This looks like it's probably a 10 millimeter. So we're gonna do that real quick and get this bolted back up. So hopefully this helps you guys out if you ever have this problem in the future. Just a tip I figured out, I'm learning all this as I go. Once you have this plastic pulled out, you have this liner pulled out, your windshield wipers off, there's 3 10 millimeter bolts, one here, one on the back side of the motor. I have this flipped right now, and then one on that end. You can flip this down so that you can actually access this bolt better. And I think I can even I can spin this to where I can get better access, because this portion right here, these is what moves your windshield wipers. This is not going to move unless this bolt right here is tight all the way, which this one is not. And so we're going to get that as tight as we can without breaking anything, obviously, and then put everything back together. So just so you know, 3 bolts, one on this side, one on that side of this like rod right here, and then one on the back side of the windshield wiper motor. All right, we've got them back connected. Now we just need to connect the windshield wipers back into place, and yeah, we should be good to go. So we're gonna turn the windshield wipers off, and then I'm assuming we have to install them laying down. We'll figure that out. I think we have to install them level like this, so we'll see. But we've got that connected, we've got that all tightened. I don't even know how that came loose in the first place. I don't know if the ice sitting on the windshield wipers and then me trying to brush the ice off caused that to come loose. I don't know, but I freaking brushed the ice off with the Bronco windshield wipers. It flung that shit. So I don't know. These are weak ass windshield wipers, I guess. All right, guys, just FYI, because I had this all buttoned up, ready to go, or so I thought. I put my windshield wipers on, and they were way out of alignment. They were stopping like in the center, and when I adjusted them to go down, they were like swinging down into the hood, so way off of alignment. So I took everything back apart, and there is actually green permanent marker on the bottom side that helps you align it. So you have the actual, I'm gonna call them the blades that go back and forth. There's a green line on each one of those. You line those straight up, and then on the bottom of the motor, if you flip it over and put it upside down, there is a green marker on the little bracket that actually goes onto the bolt. That green marker goes towards the front of the motor, so perpendicular to the blade. So the blade You need to have those lined up, and then the green Sharpie on the bracket is perpendicular to that. And they seem to be lined up now. So I'm gonna put everything back on, kind of. I'm gonna set the plastic up there, bolt the windshield wipers down, and then make sure the windshield wipers are good, and then I'll repin all this. All right, guys, we've got everything put back together. Taking this stuff apart really isn't that difficult. It's just, you know, it's gonna take 30 minutes or so to get all the plastic off and put it back on or whatever. The harder part was getting these aligned, or for me, figuring out that you have to align them. I didn't know that. This is all new to me. So hopefully you guys learn from me learning the hard way. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn them on, make sure they're good to go. I should flip these on, and I now have windshield wipers again. Awesome.